Welcome back to the AI Weekly Brief. I'm Alan, and yes, for the eagle-eyed of you, I did use Keir Starmer on last week's thumbnail. I used him because we had a 200 million AI investment story, felt completely relevant at the time, and of course he's now resigned. So I've managed to make him look like an AI visionary and a departing Prime Minister in the same week. Brilliant timing or terrible timing, genuinely I'm not sure. But new PM incoming, same briefing, let's crack on. So before we get started today, I really wanted to kind of frame the big picture because something shifted, and I wanted to frame it because, you know, when we get into the stories about each platform, they hit better when you understand the whole concept and where we're going with all this. So for the last couple of years, AI has basically been a very fast, very clever thing you ask questions to. You type something in, it answers. That's been genuinely useful, but it's still you doing the work, just with better research assistance. You're still the one who has to remember to ask, still the one copying the answer where useful, still the one doing the follow-through. What every major platform announced is something different. They're all independently trying to build AI that does the work without being asked. Not a better answer, but AI that notices something needs doing and gets on with it. Microsoft calls it Autopilot. Google calls it Spark. Anthropic built it directly into your accounting software and other software packages. OpenAI is letting you record yourself doing a task once and then never do it again. They're not all available right now. Some of this is early access, some is US only for now. Some needs licenses that most small businesses don't have yet. But the direction of travel is locked in, and that matters because the businesses that spot this shift early are the ones that get 6 months head start on everyone still treating AI as a glorified search bar. So with that in mind, here's what's actually happening. So we're going to start with Anthropic. The most directly useful news for small business owners this week is Anthropic's Claude for small business. And it's worth going into properly because this one is specifically aimed at you. The pitch is this: rather than learning a new AI tool, Claude now lives inside your tools. The ones you already use: QuickBooks, HubSpot, PayPal, Canva, DocuSign, Google Workspace, Microsoft 365. It's what Anthropic calls a toggle install. You switch it on, connect your apps, and Claude starts handling the work that piles up, usually after hours. So what does that actually look like in practice? Let's say you run a small service business. End of the month comes around. Claude can go into QuickBooks, run your reconciliation, flag anything that doesn't add up, and prep the close. It can chase outstanding invoices through PayPal. A new client needs onboarding, it drafts the contract and sends it through. DocuSign for signature. New social content, it generates it inside Canva, all without switching between tools, all without needing to know how to prompt an AI properly. Anthropic describes it as taking the late night work off your plate. And that's pretty accurate. For the first time, there's an AI product built specifically for small businesses, rather than just scaled down from an enterprise level product. The honest caveat here is this is launched in the US mid-May, I think, and UK availability is still being rolled out. Check, before you get excited, the links in the show notes. But even if it's not fully live for you yet, getting familiar with what it does now means you're ready to move when the moment lands. Microsoft announced something called Scout at their Build conference at the start of June. And I want to be straight with you. You can't use it yet. Private preview only. It needs multiple licenses, not generally available until probably early 2027. But I'm including it because it's the clearest signal of where this is all heading. Previous Copilot features waited for you to ask something. Scout doesn't. It runs permanently in the background across Teams, Outlook, OneDrive, and SharePoint. It monitors what's happening, flags things that need attention, preps drafts before you even ask, and keeps your work moving when you're not looking. Think about what that means in a workday. You come back from a meeting, Scout has already drafted a follow-up email based on the notes. There's an invoice in your inbox that needs chasing. It's flagged and a draft response is started. Document needs updating before the end of the week. It's already begun. Microsoft framing it deliberately. They're not building a better chatbot. They're building something that behaves less like a tool and more like a member of staff. Keep your eye on this one. When it lands for small businesses, it's going to be significant. So the quick ones, OpenAI added Workspace agents this week. You build an AI workflow once and the whole team can use it, and it runs automatically. If you're on ChatGPT Business Plan, of course. The free preview runs until July the 6th, so now is the window to test before the billing kicks in. They've also launched Record and Replay on Mac. Do one task, ChatGPT watches and turns it into something it can repeat on demand. Genuinely useful for anything you do the same every week. Not in the UK yet, but it's coming fast. So Google launched Gemini Spark this month, a persistent agent that works across Gmail, Calendar, Search and Drive without being prompted. They've also added Daily Brief, a personalised morning overview that pulls your inbox, calendar and tasks into one prioritised summary before your day starts. Both are early access and US right now, but if you live in Google Workspace all day, this is going to be a meaningful time saver once it lands here. Perplexity is the one most people haven't tried, but probably should. It started as a search engine that gives you sourced, cited answers rather than a list of links, which is already more useful than it sounds. This month, they added deep research to their agent product. Give it a complex question, competitive landscape, background on a supplier, prep for a pitch. It reads dozens and dozens of articles and come back with a proper detailed report. Something that used to take a couple of hours now takes a few minutes. They're also now embedded inside Microsoft 365, Word, Excel, Outlook, Teams, so you don't have to leave what you're working on. Worth a free trial if you haven't already. So quick one from a political point of view, because it's directly relevant. Keir Starmer resigned just yesterday. Andy Burnham is the overwhelming front runner to replace him. And if that happens, which looks likely before the summer recess, it matters for AI policy in this country. Burnham has spent 9 years running Greater Manchester. In that time, he built what is now a $5 billion tech ecosystem, the largest AI sector outside London in the southeast. He knows what AI investment in regional economies looks like, from the ground up, not from a Whitehall briefing document. But he also been publicly calling for tighter regulation of AI and big tech. His position is essentially the market won't govern itself, and without stronger public direction, you'll get the same failure you got in financial services before 2008. What does that mean for you as a small business owner? Honestly, not much in the short term. Regulation takes time, and the tools we cover on this show aren't the ones that attract that kind of attention. But the tone around AI in Britain is likely to shift under Burnham. Less move fast, more make sure the benefits land outside London. The business in the north, that's potentially quite good news. Link in the show notes if you want to read more. So here's 3 things you can act on this week. 1, if you use QuickBooks, HubSpot or PayPal, look at Claude for small business this week. Check UK availability first. Link is in the description. Even if you're not fully live for you yet, watch the demo. Understand what it does. It means that you're ready to move the moment it lands rather than catching up 6 months later. Number 2, before the 6th of July, if you're a ChatGPT business subscriber, turn on Workspace agents while the preview is still free. Pick one task your team does every week that's basically identical every time. A report, a client update, a social post, and test building an agent for it. Worst case, nothing happens. Best case, the task disappears from your list permanently. Number 3, start a list. Genuinely, open your Notes app and write down every single task in your business that follows the same pattern every time. Invoice chasing, monthly reporting, onboarding emails, content scheduling, meeting prep. Everything being built across every platform right now is specifically designed to automate exactly these kind of things. The businesses that already know their list will move significantly faster than the ones figuring it out from scratch when the tools arrive. So that's it for this week, the AI brief. If any of this has sparked a question about what AI could actually do in your business, not in theory, in practice, that's exactly what I do. Details are in the description. Come and have a conversation. Show notes with all the links are below. If you find this useful, share it with another business owner who's trying to make sense of it all. I'll see you all next week. Have a good one.